This console generation seen a lot of fighting games recently, and for this fighting game in particular, ARMS drives away from the previous conventions that fighting games had in the past. So instead of using buttons, we have motion controls with the Joy-Cons. And what I said about ARMS back during the reveal is the same that I'll say here. What Splatoon did for shooters, ARMS does the same for fighters.
When ARMS got revealed during the Nintendo Switch presentation, it didn't convince me to pick up at day one. It looked very generic, and it also took advantage with a lot of gimmicks. But when more gameplay was released, I became more intrigued by it, as the fighting looks a lot different, and the characters seem to have a lot of charm. Thanks to the global Testpunch, which went live last weekend, I got to test out the full potential for this game. My thoughts here are pretty slim since it's just a demo, but I can see a lot of potential in ARMS. The gameplay is a lot of fun, and there are 7 characters from the 10 that we can play in the demo. What's great about these characters is that they have a unique diversity in fighting styles. The selection of arms is a particular highlight. Each arms does something different, and you have the option of choosing which left and right arms to play with. Depending on your play styles, there will be characters that are better suited for you, which is like most fighting games. And the combinations that you can throw is also up to you. It's likely that you'll be spamming the same moves over and over from the start, but you'll learn more and more as you continue playing. You can mix up combos and angle your punches depending on where your opponent is. You can dash left or right to make yourself a harder target, and jumping also helps you get different angles while avoiding incoming attacks. What's truly awesome is your special move. As you land more attacks, your special move will become available and you unleash a vicious attack. There was only one mode that we were able to play during the global Testpunch, which was Party Match. You can do one-on-one matches, play volleyball, or team matches with random players. One thing that did concern me going into the global Testpunch was how responsive the motion controls is going to be, simply because motion controls are not common in fighting games. And I don't generally play fighting games aside from Smash Brothers. So when I played the ARMS global Testpunch, I find the motion controls pretty responsive. It was able to respond to many of the gestures, which includes the curves that you're able to do in order to get a really good attack and a really good combo. The one thing that did bother me though was the amount of times I tried to guard. However, due to the gesture that was activating, it launched a different move, which kind of screwed me over a couple times. Which I find this part to be annoying, but it wasn't to the point where I wanted to not play anymore.
From the amount of time that I was able to test the global Testpunch, I find ARMS to be a lot of fun and enjoyable. However, it does bring to question of how well it's gonna be in tournaments. But Nintendo is hosting an ARMS Invitational tournament at E3 this year. So how it will work in tournaments will depend on how good the tournament is at E3. But otherwise, I find ARMS a lot of fun, and I'm definitely looking forward to playing it again next weekend during the session. And I'm definitely looking forward to doing a review of this game when it comes out on June 16th for the Nintendo Switch.